You're tuned in to My 95.1 Sports Zone, the podcast for students by students. We're bringing you the latest highlights, hot takes, and behind-the-scenes stories from all things sports right here from the Killeen ISD Career Center. From Friday Night Lights to buzzer beaters and everything in between. If it's KISD sports, we're talking about it. Let's dive in. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the My 95.1 Sports Zone podcast. I'm Gio. I'm with Brandon, and I'm with Mr. Griffin, and I'm going to hand it straight off to Mr. Griffin. We're going to get right into it.
Thanks, Gio. Yeah, we've had a lot of basketball action the past several days since we podcasted last. First off, let's start off with Killeen versus Midway. That occurred last Friday. Killeen ended up winning that game 80-68, and we were able to speak with one of our stars of that particular game, Avery Brown.
I just knew I had to stay confident to lead my team through the way. It wasn't going to be an easy game from the jump. So I knew if I came in focused and I could lead my guys, we just had a good chance of winning the game.
That's good. That's good. We haven't been here a lot of games. So how's the season been treating you this season?
Season has its ups and downs, but we bringing it back to how we know how to play and how we know how to execute. So it's a process for sure.
Yep. I looked at the rosters and stuff, and Killeen's roster is one of the smaller rosters. It has 7 men on it. I know y'all been doing a lot of running work. How has that been doing in practice and stuff?
Conditioning's been helping us for real. As you just said, we a small team, so conditioning is a key part of how we get up and down the court every game.
Yep. Speaking of conditioning, talk a little bit about that. I spoke with Russell a little bit about how y'all have a lot of track stars and cross-country folks that play on your squad.
Yes,
how is that with regards to not running out of steam? Because against Shoemaker,
yes,
y'all was lights out, man. You did not get tired. I saw their big men get tired about maybe 2 or 3 minutes in,
yes,
and that was rather astounding. So if you would, speak about that conditioning and why is that so important for basketball?
Conditioning, I guess basketball is an up and down type of game. You're consistently running. So coach has us conditioning before season, and even during season we're still running like a good amount to where we still stay fresh in the game like we did Shoemaker. We didn't really get tired.
No,
like
you didn't.
Just said. So
no, you didn't.
It's paying off, obviously. Yes, sir.
All right, so that Shoemaker was a really, really big win. Tell us about that from y'all's perspective. I could not be more enthralled with this game. I saw your coach down there. He whips out the stool. He's got the whiteboard. He is coaching you young men to a great victory. And from someone playing the game, what's it like to have someone like Coach Harris be your top dog, your big man, to be able to kind of give you the plays and just root for y'all while the games are going on?
It's great. Coach Harris never loses faith in us. Whenever the game could be going good or bad, you still going to hear him yelling from across the world. So just having a coach that believes in you is really, plays a big part of our success.
Well, speaking of belief, we saw what we think was the game of your life against Shoemaker. You were fantastic. We are not underselling that. And I just want to say, what's it like being out there trying to direct traffic and get these guys motivated to get in there? Because you are a huge, integral part to your offense. Again, you're humble. I really appreciate that. But tell me, what's it like having to lead this team from time to time to be able to do that?
It's a process for real. It's a mindset thing. Coach lets us know our mindset. It got to be 1,000% every day. We can't have no off days. So as soon as we have an off day, we got to snap back out of that. Keep going forward for real. Yes, sir.
All right, without giving too much away, what's the game plan tonight against Midway? What do you foresee y'all doing with regards to a defensive schema, and what are your keys to success to actually beat these guys tonight?
Moving the ball and talking on defense. That's the 2 big things, and limiting turnovers. Those 3 things, we do that, we win the game.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit before you go.
Yes,
let's talk a little bit about that Harker Heights game coming up on Tuesday of next week.
Yep.
Yes, sir. We know it's going to be another tough battle like always. Basketball ain't easy at the end of the day. So game plan is really just come strong for real. I know we can't back down at all. We're limited players. And
yeah.
Like we said, condition probably going to go up a little bit more this week than usual. So we're going to be all right.
Let me ask you a personal question. Is there a respect factor against some of these teams when you play Shoemaker and Harker Heights because they're local? Or is it an all-out brawl? It's like, no, we don't talk to those guys. We prep all week to, we have to beat them. That is just the goal. Tell me a little bit about that.
Of course, we all cool.
Right.
We all live in Killeen. Killeen it's a small town, but everybody know each other.
Right on.
So, off the court, we cool, but on the court, we know it's business. So we just got to go in there and kill the other opponent.
All right, well, Avery, thank you very much for taking time to sit down with us and talk basketball. Good luck tonight. We're rooting for you up here in the stands, and have a great game, sir.
Thank you for having me. Yes, sir.
All right, moving on, we also had Shoemaker take on the Coppers Cove Bulldogs. They ended up defeating them 74-60. That game was last Friday, and it was a pretty exciting game. In fact, we're going to bring in a special guest to speak all about Shoemaker basketball here just for you. Joining us now is DJ Moore, star player of the Shoemaker Grey Wolves. DJ, welcome to the podcast. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, so tell us a little bit about your journey into the playoffs, but specifically, let's hear about this Coppers Cove Bulldog game that y'all were able to score 74 points on them. How did that go?
The game went pretty good. We had a good pace that game. A good Coppers Cove team on the road, but came out with the win.
Yeah, Coppers Cove is a team that usually plays pretty hard. And did you see that? Did they bring their fans to this game like they usually do?
Oh, yeah. The student section fan base, it was a pretty good fan base. Definitely packed game, intense game. And, yeah.
That's what's up, man. And what was the key to success for that game against Cove specifically?
Just executing, getting out in transition, playing team ball, stuff like that.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about a game that happened a few weeks ago, particularly when y'all took on the Killeen Kangaroos. That was a very exciting game, and we got to speak with Avery Brown a little bit about that, and he had the game of his life. So tell us, why did Shoemaker end up falling short in that particular one?
Didn't play hard enough, man. We start out pretty slow. We sat a few starters for sure.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about their fast-paced offense, particularly the way that they kind of train in the offseason. They can run up and down the court pretty good. So, yeah, it was a good game. I think y'all shrugged that off. Y'all was able to defeat Cove on Friday, so that was pretty good. And then playoffs, man. What you got? Are y'all prepared? Tell us a little bit about what it is and it means to y'all to make the playoffs this year specifically.
It means everything, I feel. Play a good Lancaster team coming up. We ended up beating them last year by 1. I know they gonna come wanting to win, ready to win, and expecting to win. So we're just excited to get this journey going.
And when you are out there playing on offense, what players do you look to specifically to be able to get the job done? When y'all run your plays, when y'all are going into the paint, give us your perspective of what it is that you look for when you are looking for a shot.
A few players we look for first is I would say me, teammate Barris, and Damani. But when I'm on the court, I feel like I just look, try to get my teammates open, look to score, get to the mid-range, get to the basket. Yeah.
Any sort of predictions for this upcoming playoff game? What are your thoughts, man?
I feel feeling pretty confident going into this game. I feel like we could win it. We should win it.
So let's talk a little bit about your coach. I've seen y'all on the sideline there. He gets out the stool. He talks to y'all. He definitely wants to throw out the plays there. What's it like under your coach for basketball?
He's a great coach, great guy, great coach. He has some pretty good schemes. He knows what he's talking about for sure, and I believe in him going into this playoff run.
Anything else you want to add before we let you go for the day?
Look to go into state, man, this year. We taking it all this year, man, for sure.
And we'll be right there with you, man, rooting for you and hopefully be at some of these games. All right, DJ, thanks very much for taking some time out with the podcast, and we'll see you, man. All right, gentlemen, we just heard from DJ Moore, star player of the Shoemaker Grey Wolves, and yeah, I think they got a really good shot at doing some real damage in a deep playoff run this year. That team looks really solid. Brandon, you've seen Shoemaker play. What do you think their keys to success will be coming up in this playoff run?
I think the keys to success this playoff run has to be, number one, not turning the ball over. I feel like that is key because David was talking. You and David emphasized that after they had took their unfortunate loss to Killeen.
Yeah,
was that they turned the ball over too much, and I feel like when you turn the ball over too much, you're basically just giving other team points. Because if you're going to do that, you might as well just sit the ball down on the court and just say, "Here, take it." I think another thing is they got to be able to. They can't have consistent scoring. Pretty much, they have to have that because. There was a game earlier against Ellis, and they went like a full 5 or 6 minutes without scoring. Both sides did, but that's the key to me. I think those are the two key things: consistent scoring, and another part is like you said, free throw shooting. That is very important. If in order to win games in the clutch, you're gonna have to make free throws. And another thing is kind of goes with the scoring, consistent 3-point shooting. I think that's key. You need to be able to spread the floor out.
I think Brandon kind of hit everything on the right on the nail, or the nail on the head right there. I would say definitely the most important one out of all that is definitely limit the turnovers, man, for sure. You saw it against Killeen, and a lot of the losses, you're just turning the ball over. Other team taking advantage of that, and I mean, like Brandon said, that's free points, right? And then, yeah, if you have the wide open shot, make it, you know what I'm saying? Bank it, because it's there, man, and missing those, they add up really quick. And then also I'd say just give the ball to the DJ Moore and let him do his thing.
I could not agree more. Give the ball to DJ and let him do his thing.
Also, one key point I want to add is you got to set the tone early and let the ref show you what you can do.
I could not agree more. You gotta take it and see what they're doing, because you never know how these games are going to go. All right, let's move on to some more basketball action last night. Yes, there was in fact, district game last night at Killeen High School, and our own Gio was there calling the game there in the stands. Harker Heights took on Killeen at Killeen High School, and what was the final score of that game?
Final score of that game was 59-44. Yeah, and let me tell you something about that game, man. So we were there. It was me, Russell, and JoJo. Man, Killeen started off good, man. I mean, they were never really in control of the game at any point, but they had it. They were keeping up with the score, and after the second half, man, it just seemed like Harker Heights just took over.
I could not agree more. The first half, it looked like a very big defensive battle. The score was really low in the first two quarters, and then again, Heights just poured it on there with they were making all sorts of shots. It looked like playground basketball, throwing up anything and everything, and they were able to get those buckets. And not to take anything away from Harker Heights, they're a great, disciplined basketball team that have some big men that can just do some damage. But
David Blount, I remember him. Man, the rebounds are crazy. The way he was playing in the paint was phenomenal.
The crowd was really into the game for most of the game, and I just really enjoy that. And we actually sat on the side of where the Harker Heights fans were. They were really into the game, too. So Harker Heights brings their fan base. They travel really nicely. Yes, it's only down the street to Killeen, but, I mean, they travel very nicely. And speaking of that, we were able to speak with Coach Harris after the game about his thoughts on how the season went, and we'll play that for you now.
Tell us a little bit about the season that was 2025-2026 for the Killeen High School Kangaroo basketball boys.
Man, we had a bit of ups and downs, man. We started off well. We started off 3-1. We haven't been 3-1 in a long time, so I was very proud of them on the start. And then we had some adversity midway, and then we picked it up around Christmas. And in the district, that's where we had our biggest hurdle. Guys kept fighting, and we proved that we were fighters, but we just couldn't finish. And so the second half of district, when we knocked off the top seeded at the time Shoemaker, that was a wake-up call, and we put the district on notice, and we won a couple more games. But overall, man, our team are a bunch of fighters, great group of guys, so I wish them well. But overall season, man, be honest, it could have went better, but we learn from it and we grow, and so we hope that our seniors grow from it.
So we had a chance to actually attend that Shoemaker game, and that was phenomenal. Your players showed the tenacity and the will to win, but more so that conditioning. Tell us a little bit about the conditioning that your players go through, because they rarely get tired out there on the court.
Yeah, man. It starts in the off season, and we keep it up during the season. We have an accountability thing that we do. If there's a mistake, if there's a mishap, we put them down, and that equals a suicide. So it teaches discipline within that. And so we're well conditioned. We spend probably about 3 months just running and making sure we have that condition down.
Final bit, send us off with a really good way to look forward to what y'all did great and what to look forward to next year.
Well, again, we finished the second half of district pretty strong. Again, we're two games out. For 2 years in a row, we're 2 games out the playoffs, so that says a lot. But looking for next year, we have some guys that are hungry. Guys that are just ready to give it everything they got on the varsity level. So I'm excited and looking forward to that.
Speaking of that, of next year, we got to watch a little bit of your JV squad play. They look pretty good. I think you're in good hands, sir, for next year.
Yeah, indeed, man. They're a tough group. They do the things to get done to win. They do the necessary to win. And so very tough group that I'm excited to coach next year.
Just want to give a huge shout out to Coach Harris for taking time out after the game to speak with us. Yeah, I think Killeen is on the verge of something really fantastic, but right now we've got all the other schools at the high school level for the men's basketball making the playoffs. We've got Shapp, Ellison, Harker Heights, Shoemaker, and that's pretty impressive, y'all. Brandon, you're a Chaparral guy. I was told to give you a little bit of a hard time because y'all didn't win district. From David, let's be real.
He's a hater. I'm not gonna listen to him.
Well, you know what? Put up or shut up. It's playoff time. All scores, all records are out the window. What does Chaparral have to do to make a deep playoff run? And is it even possible?
Well, to answer your second question, it's absolutely possible. Anything's possible in sports, especially when both teams are on the court. As long as nobody forfeits, anything is possible. And to answer your first question, you're asking me what are the keys for them?
What's the keys to success for Chaparral?
Number
to
one,
make a playoff run?
Number one, give the ball to Damani Mays and let him work.
Okay.
Number two, I think they got to be able to play better defense. I feel like at times they kind of look lackadaisical in my opinion defensively, and that drives Coach O and Coach P a little crazy sometimes. I've seen them in practice, they'll look lackadaisical at times. I think they need to put more effort in on defense, and that kind of leads to my next point. You got to make shots offensively, because when you can't score offensively, that kind of demoralizes the team, it looks like. So I feel like they need to be able to guard, because I'm looking at the game against Harker Heights. I think it was in December. they were down like 10 to 12 points because they weren't making shots, and when they weren't making shots, nobody really wanted to play defense. And I feel like another key is I think they got to give the ball to Carlos a little more. I want to see him. I think this is the time for him to shine. But yeah, that's my big keys for them to make a deep run and win state.
All right, switching gears a little bit, let's go to Harker Heights. What does Harker Heights have to do to make a deep playoff run? We saw them play pretty exquisitely last night, and man, they were making threes and just all sorts of buckets. It was just, I didn't know that athleticism was there with that team like that. But man, hats off to Harker Heights. They looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, I've watched them in person. They're really good offensively. I will say that they're really good offensively. They can shoot the ball. They were doing that against Chaparral. Sometimes they were just throwing up shots, and I'm like, no way that's going in. And they were just going in. And I can't remember what number he was, but this guy, he was just going off, and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this dude? But that showed me how really good they are and how well.
So we got to see them earlier in the season play Temple and get beat pretty handily. I mean, that game got a little close at the end there. Temple had that on just maximum overdrive. But Harker Heights is able to come back and make adjustments. To see those in-game adjustments has been really impressive too. That's what I think is what Harker Heights is going to have to do to make a deeper playoff run this year is they got to make those adjustments, and they have the coaching staff and the ability to do that. So hats off to Leo Wilson III. Saw him make a few shots that were pretty key and had some really good defensive play. Again, Harker Heights allowed Killeen to out-rebound them in the first half. Was it like 8-1? It was insane. And Killeen does not have the height that the Heights players do have, but they were able to get those rebounds. But again, those second half adjustments, they came in and they kind of ran away with that in the second half. The final score was 59-44. So I think Harker Heights has a lot to prove out there, but I think they've got the tools and the talent to be able to make a deep playoff run. All right, let's go to Ellison, a team we haven't heard from in a bit. Yeah, they are currently sharing a chunk of the district championship, I believe, with, is it Belton?
Yes, I believe so.
That's a little bit different. Ellison's not been in this position in a while, but they are considered a district champ 4 years in a row. What are their keys to success? Brandon, what do you think Ellison has to do to be able to make that deep playoff run?
I think the key is kind of, and I'm going back to when they played Chaparral earlier in the year. I mean, not Chaparral, Shoemaker. Can't have long droughts without scoring. That's gonna kill you. That's gonna kill you. Number two, I would say I want to see can the others step up outside of Sean Parks.
Right, Bass.
Because Bass, specifically him. I want to see can others just step up because he's going to get trapped. That's going to be specific defensive game plans thrown at him. He's going to get double teamed, sometimes even triple teamed. So when he kicks it out to these open guys, can they deliver? Because if they're not going to deliver, then the defensive game plan is just going to stay how it is, and they're just going to trap him. That's my two key things.
Bass has really come a long way this year. Last year he was out there, and I don't say anything, bad about that young man, but he has really improved this year. He finally realizes I'm a big man. I can play like a big man, and that is key. It's always great to see the big men go out there. I'm an old school basketball fan. I like watching that center position just unfold. I mean, watching the dominance of Shaq and players like that just was what I grew up really liking basketball. So I love it to see the big men step up and just drive, get those buckets in the paint, control the game. And I think between Sean Parks and, like you said, with Bass to be able to do that tandem should be able to inspire and find those shots anywhere on the court for them to be able to score. Gio, what you got?
Man, same thing, man. You're talking about the big man. Hey, let Bass get in that paint, let him do his work, man. And you're right, man. I absolutely love seeing big men who play like they're their size. You're 6'6", 250. You know what I'm saying? Play like it.
Exactly.
Don't be out there just chucking up threes, man. Don't do that.
Live and die by that three-point shot, man. That's killer. All right, let's move on to Shoemaker. We heard from the man himself, DJ Moore, what they need to do, and I think they're pretty prepped. I don't think we need to go much in discussion with that because he basically said it all. But
he was pretty confident. He said they were going to win state. Hey, the way he said it, I believe it, man.
That's the confidence you need, man. You can't go into especially in the playoff time, be like, oh, I don't know, man, but. No, you got to go in with confidence.
But it's a quiet confidence. It's not like he's expressing to the world, we got this, screaming at the top of his lungs. No, it was a quiet confidence. Yeah. You saw him come in here.
It's not like he's trying to make us believe it. No. He genuinely believes it.
He genuinely believes it, and I think that'd be fantastic. All right, so we've heard enough about regular season basketball and playoff potentials. Let's talk about the girls last night. There were 3 different playoff games for KISD going around the state of Texas. And for 5A Division I, we had Chaparral taking on Red Oak. Now, Red Oak was able to become victorious. They ended up winning that game 48-41. Kind of a shocker to a degree, but I mean, again, those playoffs, all bets are off. You have to bring it. You got to take it. There might be some officiating you've got to contend with, but at the end of the day, it's who wants it the most, who comes out with the win, and ultimately, Chaparral did fall to Red Oak, again, 48-41. For Class 6A Division II playoff basketball for the ladies, Harker Heights ended up playing Lancaster, a very tough team. Lancaster scored 90 over 37 with Heights. That is a big-time victory. So Harker Heights, we saw them play this year. That's a really good, well-coached team, but just sometimes the ball doesn't bounce that way. We saw the same thing last night with the Killeen game where buckets just weren't going for the Roos, and sometimes you get into a trap game like that, and it just happens. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. And then finally, Shoemaker ended up playing DeSoto, and DeSoto, being the powerhouse squad that they are in all levels, ended up winning that game 60-31. Now remember, the Shoemaker ladies won at the freshman level, the varsity level, and the JV level for district. That is correct. So it's one of those things where these are well-coached teams. They are absolutely fantastic with their players, getting there onto the court every day, day in and day out. But again, playoff basketball is a different animal. It's unfortunate that the ladies are no longer going to be in the playoffs, but I mean, that is
a lot of good to build off of for next year.
A lot of promise to build off of.
Congratulations to our ladies KISD basketball teams for making the playoffs. Very, very impressive if you ask me. And like you said, there's a lot more to build up next year, and that's the name of the game. So final thoughts going into the playoff basketball for the men or the ladies closing out the year?
Yeah, excited to see Shoemaker play. I believe we're going to broadcast a couple of games between Shoemaker, Chaparral, Ellison, Harker Heights, and we'll figure out which games we're going to go to. But yeah, man, go shoot.
All right, and let's talk a little bit with you, Brandon, about Chaparral and give them your take of what they can do to fans. Go out there, cheer for them, whatever.
All I gotta say is, man, we need to go handle business. This is a business trip. We took an unfortunate loss last year in the playoffs in the first round. It was a really tough game. I believe we were actually down, and then we tried to make a little comeback, but we unfortunately fell short. But I believe this year we need to improve. We are improved, actually. I want to see Damani Mays get the ball. I want to see Carlos get the ball. And I want to see those other guys make consistent shots. And I want to see us play consistent defense. Not have one possession where you play good defense and then the next 5 possessions, because you're not making shots, you want to be like stay score. I want to see consistency on defense. That is my biggest key right now. That is what I want to see. Because I can live with you missing shots, but I can't live with you not giving me effort on defense. I absolutely can't. I would if I was a coach, that would drive me crazy, and I would have them running suicides. That would drive me crazy because I can live with you playing great defense and giving me effort on that side of the ball. But if you're just not going to give me effort, then okay, so what, man? I can't do anything about that without effort.
That transition D.
Exactly.
All right, gentlemen, that'll do it for us today. Gio, go ahead and take us out.
Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all coming in for this episode. We'll see you again next week. And again, you're listening to the My 95.1 Sports Zone podcast.